Oh, okay. Like I was saying before. So I was watching this video of this lady who masturbated on the park, and she ended up shooting herself in the head or something like that. With a shotgun, I think. I don't know. That's what they were saying. Because they caught her masturbating and they would let her off. And I said this to a lot of people. I said in my comment was like, under the comment I said, okay, you said let her go and she do it again. So how many times do a woman got to do something for y'all to arrest her? So that means you're setting a precedent and telling one side, you're telling men they can't do shit in society and they can't make mistakes. But then you're telling women they can make many and be able to get away with it multiple times. And it's like, oh, that's not what we, no, it is what y'all saying. I said that's what y'all suggesting. Let her off and let her do what she want. Because if she does it, I said, y'all don't get what y'all doing. I said, this is the reason why a lot of people are doing what they doing nowadays. Because people been slapping them on their wrist. Like, right now, neighborhood, what is it?
Can I have your Nike outfit?
A neighborhood,
Yeah, you met her already.
a neighborhood, Walgreens is closing around my area because motherfuckers are going in there taking whatever they want. I think the company don't want to pay for security or something. I don't know. And they're closing. See, in society, you're not supposed to let one person, you're not supposed to let anybody go off and let them do and say what they fucking want. You're supposed to call everybody out you're supposed to call everybody up equally, right? But then the anti-red pill squad, they only think red pill is the bad thing. And then they tell you that you need to just power through this shit because money is gonna get you through this shit. Even though they're not around, even they admitted that they don't be around these same particular people, and they make themselves scarce by spending so much money that they're not in the same places that these other people at, even though they're spending a whole bunch of money. But they're telling you that somehow you have to spend as much money as them to get away from the same shit that you telling them that, hey, this shit is weird, and both sides should be called out, not one side, right? And this argument is, hey, you're doing too much, which I agree. You're doing too much. You studying on this one group of people, and you need to just stay clear from them. But the fact is, nobody tells anybody where to stay clear from. They tell you to go into the wild, get your shit fucked up, and then when you get fucked up, they gonna sit there and say you should have known better, right? That's the whole point of the anti-red pill squad, is to make you look deaf, dumb, and stupid. And then when something goes down, you now the people they told you to stay away from, the content creators, not all of them, but they told you to stay away from the red pill. Then the red pill makes sense after you've been fucked over or after something happens to you. And then you look stupid because you should have listened to it in the first place. A lot of people have that realization that they was lied to their whole life by the so-called people, their fathers, uncles, and shit, and so-called men in their life, and they end up being fucked over. And they never thought that the men in their life was gonna get them henned up like they is, but they end up being henned up anyway, which is a funny joke because it's like, y'all don't have men in your life. I have this and I have that. It's like the old school men are leaving out. All you got left is a bunch of cuck boys and soft ass men who tell you to go on the meat grinder in order to learn some stupid ass lesson. And when some guys won't survive it. Some guys can't handle the fact that Some guys can't handle the L that they take because the L is too permanent. I'm sick and tired of these cucks and these weak ass guys telling other men that they better than them because they can get access to sex. And the strategy of these women is give weak cuck soy boys sex so they can make them the standard of masculinity, and so you can turn into one of them. And they want you to start taking a plastic dildo in your ass, just like the guy is taking it in his ass, or whatever sick shit that they're into, right? And that's the new thing now. Same thing with some of these women trying to corrupt as much men as possible to get them to turn into thugs. I told one dude before, I said, you don't understand what these women did to y'all. And he's like, I said, you say that you can get women based off the fact that you play video games. I said, okay, do you listen to hip hop? And he said, yeah. I said, okay, did you ever try to talk to a girl without the hip hop? And he said, nah, man, I grew up, no, I said, have you ever tried to get them without hip hop, without the tattoos, without the clothes, without the shoes? And then he said, well, that'd be stupid, blah, blah, blah. And I said, exactly. You're catering to what they want, and you're forgetting to what you want. Also, that was their big plan in the first place, is to make all the dudes the same, to complain about it and say, everybody's the same. I tried to go with this group of people. Unlike us, we asking for different shit, and they never gave us what we wanted. That's the difference between us and them. One of the things that I laugh at is letting weak men speak, letting weak ass men who get blasted in the face by other men, but then they fuck women too. Let them speak for all men, because somehow pussy makes you the authority figure over every guy. That's why Super Sly runs his fucking mouth about men who ain't fucking Leslie Jones and saying we all got reptile dysfunction, even though he said a couple years ago that passport bros, we don't get no sex and we somehow pedos because we go overseas. Oh, my bad, he erased it. The funny thing about this is that nobody called that nigga out about the shit that he was saying back then. Oh no, I say now, because somehow the red pill needs to be taught a lesson nowadays, right? So now everybody's quiet on one end about the divorce of shit. Then you got powerful men being taken down by certain laws, shit that did in Hollywood and the music industry they was allowed to do for decades and years, and everybody knew what was going on. But now somehow it's karma now, because a law was made to get allegations and accusers. I mean, not accusers, abusers or whatever, right? Survivors of abusers and whatever. So now they're going after P. Diddy because he must have did something wrong. And they're going after his ass now. But one of the funniest things I ever seen in my entire life is when people took Destin serious. The dude had blue hair, and y'all was trying to speak for him like he was masculinity. Same thing the dudes who was talking about Andrew Tate. Same people who was sitting there talking about Kevin Samuels. Like, y'all need to actually pick some better role models, or don't pick nobody at all. And your boy Zerkov, he's getting his ass beat in Miami because he walked up on somebody who was drunk with his girl. And he ended up getting flattened on the floor, even though he had like 50 pounds on the dude. Dude whipped his ass. He flipped all over the floor. Then he got kicked because he said some inappropriate shit to a minor and a baby. And I'm like, y'all niggas was following this dude Zerkov. It's something. I told y'all something wrong with the dude Zerkov. And I said he was trying to be Andrew Tate on 1,000. I called out Xena the Witch. I had a video on her. When she was on Fresh and Fit, I was right about her. I'm like, look, man. Everybody who said there was red pill, there was never red pill. There was opportunists. Everybody who's supposed to be getting called out, they don't get called out. That's the reason why Reg the Bad Guy can barely put 1,000 fucking views anymore. Because all he does is go after passport bros and men traveling in a manosphere, and it's boring. Same thing with like Brian Solange. And when he had that maniac who pulled off that fucking train heist, and blackavenger.com went down. This is why I constantly shout out SYSBM and the real passport bros, because the fact is they didn't get into this bullshit. Then your boy Austin Holloman still got trauma. Everywhere that nigga go is drama with some girl or drama with something. The dude is young, and I'm tired of y'all making excuses for the dude because he's 20 something years old. Man, in my 20s, I was free thinking, of course I was, but I wasn't dumb. I ain't let being in my 20s be some kind of get out of free jail card for me doing stupid shit. Like your boy Austin Holloman. And everywhere he go, is always some trouble. There's always some drama. He was in Africa acting a fool. And your boys, isn't it funny now that none of these people, the same people who was promoting Africa, go to Africa, they ain't telling you to go to Africa no more, are they? Nobody's telling y'all to go to Africa no more and go and get a woman, right? Told y'all, stop listening to these motherfuckers and start doing your own research. Like I said before, the anti-red pill was just a grift. And right now, it's just a grift. Anybody who's out here talking about anti-red pill, the red pill is this, red pill is that, and they're not trying to tell you the real red pill, because people took the red pill and bastardized it, and it was just about awareness. Like, I try to watch fucking Carlito's Way again, and I saw all these red pill bullet points that I seen in the damn movie. I'm talking about the prequel Carlito's Way. And I said this before, and I tried to see it again, and I had to skip the whole fucking part when he was courting this fucking woman, this girl that said she didn't like drug dealers, and he had to convince her for 20 minutes of the movie that he was the different guy, and then the brother ended up shooting him because he didn't want his sister to be with a drug dealer. Instead, you made an enemy of a drug dealer, and they had to leave and leave. They had to leave the entire neighborhood because he shot the local drug dealer that had more power. And I'm like, man, why did this shit turn into a love story instead of a fucking drug story? A rise of Carlito and how much power he had at the time. I'm like, man, this shit is whack, man. I still like the original Carlito's Way. Made me even like it more. At least the whole movie made some sense to the beginning of even to the end. Like I said, Red Pill was never about being in those exclusive club. It was about awareness. It was about your mentality. It was about enlightening yourself to everything around you. But like I said, man, ain't it precarious that you don't see none of these motherfuckers who make videos against Red Pill talking about their boy Destin going through a divorce, and while everybody in the Red Pill community, MGTOW community, incel community is making fun of Destin because they was all right about him and they was right about his girl. Now she traded up with another soy boy, and she probably gonna make him bigger than Destin, or maybe, I don't know.